Look at these lines very attentively. So what can you say about them? I bet these rows seem to tilt alternately. To tell you the truth, I felt a bit dizzy just looking at them. But in reality, the lines are actually parallel. The pattern of the rows creates this amazing optical illusion. And if you don't believe me, pause the video and check it for yourself. Now, how about these rings? They seem to be rotating, moving in different directions. But in reality, the rings never change their position. The image is still. The only thing that changes is the color of the petals. What you see now is some kind of color context illusion. The circle at the top seems to be darker than the one at the bottom, right? In reality, these circles are the same shade of red. This illusion proves the point that the color of the background can affect how our brain perceives the color of the object itself. Despite what it looks like, this spinning disk's optical illusion is not a GIF. It's a motionless image, even though the snakes appear to be turning right in front of your eyes. This optical illusion works because of how your eyes process an image. They scan it repeatedly, autofocusing and adjusting all the time. Now, I'll tell you about one trick to try out. Focus intensely on one single snake. Voila! All the motion has stopped. The next image for you to marvel at. Even though we already know how this principle works, our eyes keep deceiving us, claiming that the square on the left is much lighter than the one on the right. While in reality, their shades are exactly the same. You can check. Remember, it's all about the background. This is the so-called cafe wall illusion. The rows in this picture seem to be angled up or down, right? But the horizontal lines are actually all parallel. If you want some proof, pause the video and cover the top and bottom one row of squares with a piece of paper. You'll find no slants. Look at the moment of these short blue and yellow lines. They seem to be moving alternately, just like tiny feet going tip-tap, tip-tap. This effect becomes even more pronounced if you do not look at the feet directly, but stare at the space between them. Well, it's just another optical illusion. In reality, the movement of these short multicolored lines is always simultaneous. Look at this. Is it a short video? It sure looks like one, but once you concentrate, you realize that the snowboarder isn't really moving forward. This illusion involves 4 frames. The first 2 of them are consecutive frames from a video, and the next 2 repeat the first ones, but in the negative. The reason why this illusion works is the simultaneous inversion of contrast and motion direction, which makes us see the snowboarder as moving non-stop. This pattern is stationary, and yet it seems to expand with its central part growing bigger and bigger in front of your eyes. The effect is stronger if you don't look directly at the picture. The most confusing thing here is that not everybody can perceive this illusion, and no expert has understood why it's so yet. Here is a rotating array that consists of blue crosses and 3 yellow dots. Try to focus on the center, on that flashing red-green spot. It's magic. The yellow spots disappear every once in a while. They do it one by one, in pairs, or all 3 simultaneously, right? Well, not really. It's just an illusion. In reality, the 3 yellow spots are present all the time. Believe me. Look at this rotating thingy. It seems to be a 3D object like a spinning top, but in reality, it's just an optical illusion created by the rotation of certain figures. You might not get this 3D vibe from the very beginning. If so, try to imagine a rotating crater. It may help. In this image, we see railroad tracks and 2 yellow lines. The one at the top is definitely longer than the one at the bottom, but once you look more closely, you'll realize that both lines are the exact same length. This illusion is based on our perception. We tend to see this image with a linear perspective, and it makes the top yellow line look longer than the one at the bottom. When we look at this optical illusion, it seems like the background pattern is spinning around in a circle. In reality, both the background and the circle are staying completely still, but the effect is kinda hypnotizing. This next illusion is kinda cool. even though not all people can see it at first sight. Follow the red dot with your gaze. Keep in mind that rotating your head might help you here. You'll see that some of the squares in the background start shifting. Of course, in reality, they all remain still. The effect might be fleeting for you. Sometimes strong, sometimes missing. In any case, all the motion here, apart from the moving red dot, is absolutely illusory. Look at this image. Are you sure the circles aren't moving? Indeed, they seem to be rippling in a wave-like motion. It happens because of a lag in the way we process visual information. When your eyes move from one part of this image to another, it causes your brain to think there is movement. Uh-oh, it looks like our smarts are being tested. Honestly, this next optical illusion has left me dazed and slightly confused. Look at it. The colors seem to be swirling around, right? But it's a still image, and the effect is created by the combination of the patterns and colors. To read a secret message hidden in this image, try to lose your focus a bit. To do it, you might want to go a little cross-eyed or squint. Aha! The secret message is hide and seek. But if you take a closer look, the words will disappear from sight altogether. Look at this rotating image. The wheel defined by the dark bright sectors is rotating clockwise, and the spokes are rotating counterclockwise, right? Now concentrate on the image using your steadiest gaze. The spokes actually stay put. This image is pretty confusing too. Can you tell if the smallest point of this black and white illusion is sticking out or pointing in? Well, the contrasting lines don't let us figure it out, so it's anyone's guess. One more optical illusion to question your perception of space. Can you figure out which of these windows is larger? At first sight, it looks like the one on the right is way bigger than the other one. But they're actually not only the exact same size, but their tops and bottoms are also directly in line with each other. Amazing! As soon as you look at the next image, the 4 diamonds pop right out. Interestingly, there's not a single line creating those shapes. It's just the contrast between the black and white that makes your brain assume that the lines exist. Some of the trickiest optical illusions can surely make your head spin. For example, take this one. On the left, the red squares seem to be warped and crooked. But on the right, where all this bizarre arrangement of black and white lines has faded to almost nothing, we see that the red squares are as straight and, well, square as they can be. This one might be the coolest illusion of them all. Look at these towers. Is one of them leaning more than the other? I mean, of course, it's the one on the right. Duh! It certainly looks like it, but no. The two pictures are identical. It's the way they're positioned next to each other that makes the right one appear steeper. Now, look at this image. Can you believe that the lines that make up these squares are completely straight? Yep, exactly. All of them, even the ones in the middle. The placement of the miniature squares within the squares makes the lines look curved.
That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.